Good morning, YouTube. We're starting off in my office today. We're going to be doing another day in the life of what it's like to own a dealership or your own business.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
So if you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and like I said, we're in my office. We're going to be going to our shop in just a minute, but I just finished editing some videos and uploading them to YouTube, so that's where I start off my morning. It's about just after 10 a.m., and I got a phone call, and I think we have our Mustang GT350 sold. But before I can sell it, I have to go get it inspected because it's a local Texas buyer. So if we sell a car to someone who's a Texas buyer, they have to get inspected first. It's just the way the Texas law is. So I need to go to the shop, get the car, go get it inspected, and then I'm gonna wash it because it hasn't been washed in like a month or two. So it's I want it to look good. So let's go to the shop, let's clean the car, get it inspected, and I got a bunch of other stuff we gotta do today. So it's gonna be a busy day of running around and trying to keep our head above water. So let's go to the shop. All right, YouTube, just got to the shop, and this is very typical. Already the day's changed. So originally I was going to go get this GT350 inspected because we had someone who wanted to come test drive it later, and I was going to wash it and all that stuff. And then as I was driving to the shop, another dealer wants to buy it. So another dealer agreed to buy it at the asking price. So that's more appealing to us because now we don't have to get inspected, and dealer-to-dealer transactions are less paperwork, they're easier, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, we'd rather sell it to them than the individual. Well, so I started doing the paperwork for that, and then I just got a text message from the guy who was going to come look at it saying that he got busy at work and he can't come look at it anyway. So that would have been me wasting my time and energy. Anyway, yeah, that's just typical dealer stuff. Everything changes constantly. I have had, I think, 4 people now make solid offers on the Scud and then fall through for various reasons, whether it's financing or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, everyone has their reasons. That's just how this is going. Like, it's just super frustrating. Like, because you spend all this energy and time and whatever, and then they're like, no, I changed my mind, or oh, I can't get money, or whatever, and you're like, ah, dang it. Here's a tip. Here's a pro tip. If you're gonna go buy a car, have your ducks in order before you talk to the dealer. Make sure that you can actually afford the car. Make sure that you can actually get insurance on the car, because that's a thing. Sometimes it's hard to get insurance on these cars, especially if you've never owned an exotic. A lot of companies won't even insure you. Do some homework before you talk to the dealer because it puts you in a better position to negotiate. And if you start frustrating the dealer by making offers and things that then you can't back up, they're not going to be as willing to work with you to try and make the deal happen, or certainly they're not going to want to like give you a hookup on it. I still have one soft offer on the Scud. Who knows? I'm at this point, I'm putting zero faith that it's actually going to come through, because every time I get hopeful that it's going to sell, it just, stuff happens. And to nobody's surprise, they did not come through. So now I'm doing paperwork, and I'm sitting at the desk, and that's what I'm going to do for the next 15, 20 minutes. And then I'm going to change the brake fluid on the Scud, because I just thought about it, and we haven't changed it since we got the car, and so it's probably like 5 years old or more. So whatever, let's just change the brake fluid, make sure it's good. Let me tell you, YouTube, today is a rough one. So a quick bit of background on buying and selling used cars. These are used cars. They break, stuff goes wrong. We can't always control for what happens to these cars. It's kind of been our philosophy that we show everything we know wrong with the car, and we've been as honest as possible about that. We don't really hide anything. Believe me, the number of times we've bought a car and there was something that was significantly wrong with it, and we could easily have just hidden it or shortcut it or whatever, but we chose not to. We decided to fix it or disclose it or whatever, and it substantially hurt the price or even made it so that we lost money on the car. That's happened a lot. Like, we've taken losses on cars. Probably about, for every 10 cars we sell, we probably lose money on at least one. We're content with. That's like a good 10-to-1 ratio. We're happy with that. There's this weird cosmic thing where when we sell a car, someone gets it, and then like the day or the week after they buy it from us, something breaks or goes wrong, or something that no one noticed, neither us nor them, they then notice and come back to us. And I understand that, like, because we try and be transparent, people assume that we've disclosed every possible thing and shown every possible thing wrong with the car. And that's just not possible. Like, we do our best. We try very hard. That doesn't mean we're perfect. The reason I'm disclosing all this is because I just got a phone call from someone who bought a car from us recently, and they're very upset with us. And something's wrong with the car. You know, again, Josh drove the car. I drove the car. We did reviews of the car, videotaped it working fine. Everything was working fine. We had no indications to suggest that something was wrong with this car. They're claiming that it started having issues with it like shortly after they got it from us, which is entirely possible. Now, I don't know what would have happened to cause that. I don't know if maybe it's driving style. I don't know if it broke after we drove it. I mean, maybe having it sit here. I don't know. I just don't know what happened. But what I can tell you is that when we had it, it was fine. So we did not disclose anything because we did not know of anything wrong with the car. I can't disclose something that's wrong with the car if it's working when we have the car. In this particular example, it was working fine. The car did have a warranty that's being transferred to them. The warranty should take care of this, but they're preempting and wanting us to agree to fix it if the warranty doesn't, which we're not going to do. Like, I'm sorry, we can't provide fixes for cars after we sell them, because where do you draw the line? Is it if the car breaks in a week, in a month, in a day, in an hour, in a year? I don't know. Like, if we start fixing cars that we've sold, we will be out of business tomorrow. We now have worked with a company that is offering warranties, and believe it or not, they can actually warranty supercars. We haven't experienced anything with them yet. We just started talking to them because we feel like this is something that people might want. It's a third-party warranty. I don't know. We'll try and see if that's something that people do want to pay for and offer it to you guys. I don't know what sort of warranty it is, what kind of things they will or will not fix. I guess all I'm trying to really get at is, if you're buying a used car, set your expectations correctly. It's not always that the used car dealer is trying to screw you. It's just that shit happens. We legitimately aren't trying to screw anyone. If we were, we wouldn't be in business. The word gets out if you're trying to intentionally screw people. We're on YouTube videos and we're very public about everything we do. So if we were actively trying to screw people over, I think we probably would be out of business already. People would already be crapping on us online. So that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to sell cars as honestly as we can. These are used cars. Things happen to them. So just set your expectations correctly, and you'll have a better time than if you are expecting a perfect car. None of these cars are perfect. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. None of these cars are perfect ever. Ever. Brand new cars aren't perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect car. So they're all mechanical. Things go wrong. Things can work one moment and break the next. That happens. I can't even tell you how many times we've gotten a car, like, oh my God, we've had so many times where we have a car, we've drove it, we have a deal to sell the car, so we take it on one last drive just to make sure it's fine, and it breaks. That's happened to us like 3 or 4 times. So then we're scrambling to fix the car. We've had stuff like an ignition coil go out. Actually, that happened on that car. We thought it was perfect, everything was fine, and then the ignition coil went out. Stuff happens. These are cars. These are older cars. That was a distressing call that I received, so I'm not real pleased with how that went. Anyway, try and be human if you talk to us and something goes wrong, but understand that, like, we have a business to run. We have to do what we can to survive. I'm just gonna go sit down and do more paperwork. All right, YouTube. So I ended up tearing apart the dash on the 430 Scuderia. Wanted to get some of the so it's got buttons that are showing signs of stickiness, so I wanted to clean those up. So I got them all removed and got everything torn apart. So here we go. We got the dash vents, we got the clamshell, we got this little AC control thing. These ones are already kind of cleaned up. You can see they look pretty decent now, but I'm gonna still, I got some borax ordered. I ran out, so I was using rubbing alcohol just to kind of get it a first pass, but I want to dip them in borax and really get them nice and cleaned up. So you can see it's still got like some remnants of the stuff. It's not sticky anymore, but it's just got like a little bit of that soft touch coating still there. So let's get rid of all of that. So we'll do that as soon as the borax comes here, which should be here tomorrow, which is Saturday, so I won't be doing this till probably Monday. But I guess we could still do the brakes, flush the brake fluid on this thing. Probably a good idea. All right, so I had distractions and didn't get to the Scud stuff yet, the Scud brakes. We were trying to list the Viper and that 430 on a different wholesale auction just to try it out. Josh listed his Mercedes Silver Arrow and it actually sold for a reasonable wholesale price, so we were pretty content with that. So we're just trying to see if these, I don't know, just kind of feeling out the waters on this thing. It's free. It's one of those that's free to list and they don't charge a whole lot, so we're like, yeah, screw it, let's give it a shot. So anyway, I guess now we'll try and do the brakes on the Scud. Alrighty, ready to start bleeding. We've got the pressure bleeder attached, filled up with new brake fluid, sucked out the old brake fluid, and just got to pull off each wheel, bleed the bleeders until we get good new fluid. Well, there you have it, YouTube. Another day in the life of owning a dealership. It's already 5:11. Still didn't get anywhere near as much stuff as I wanted to get done. That's how it always is. There's always more to do. Still got to work on some other cars and got more deal stuff to go on. Oh, so I totally didn't tell you guys, we got a deposit on the 430 on the lift, the blue 430. So that's effectively sold. Sorry, snooze you lose. I know a lot of people wanted to get that car because it's super clean, very nice car, but we didn't get it listed. Funny enough, the buyer of that car came to come check out the GT40, and then when he saw that, he fell in love with that thing instead, so can't blame him. That's it for this video. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Check out normalguysupercar.com and ngsupercars.com. Those are our websites where we sell parts and services and these cars. So if you'd like to make an offer on one of these cars, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. But we'll see you in the next one. We're going to be doing a lot of cool car stuff. You're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet. It's Friday. It's beer time.